Bill, do I even need to ask how you are this morning?
Well, we had some work to do here, so we're working. We're on.
Quick note before we get to football, just on yesterday, and it was great to see Julian Edelman honored at halftime yesterday. Any chance that that he's available to rejoin this team?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he made the retirement announcement, but he certainly was a great player for us, and a guy who really excelled in doing things that he'd never done before. Played positions that he didn't play in college, and really, worked hard to become a good football player and a very good, smart technique football player at a position that he wasn't familiar with, and gained a lot of strength and some speed and trained very hard. He's really a heck of a story.
It's probably hard to do because you've seen so many, but where do you, during your time here, where do you rank that Super Bowl catch by Edelman?
Yeah, that's got to be right near the top. That was a tremendous play.
Bill, when it comes to Mac Jones, obviously he had his ups and downs yesterday, but mentally seemed to stay strong, seemed to bounce back nicely after that pick six in the second half. Where do you see him as a rookie quarterback in his mental game?
Good. Yeah, I mean, for a young guy, he handles a lot. And, he works hard at it. It's well prepared, and there's not too much on the field that's happened so far that he didn't see, the things that he should have seen. So, obviously, just overall, we have to execute better on offensively, in all phases of the game, and stay out of third and long, do a better job in the red area, and so forth. So.
Bill, when you look at this team, I remember back in 2001, we started 1-2. We beat the Colts after we started off 0-2. I know there's a lot of new players here. How do you get these guys that might come from different places to understand that there's still a lot of football left to be played? And even though you might be struggling a little bit right now, there's still a lot of football and a lot of season left.
Yeah, well, I think we all know that. We just take it day by day, and we can't worry about the rest of the season. We just, need to have a good day today and correct some of the mistakes from yesterday, correct all of them if we can, and then, start getting ready for Tampa. So I think everybody's, recognized the situation, and, we're all determined to improve and do better. Nobody's satisfied or happy with where we're at, so.
But when it comes to a loss, you're almost always a guy who looks at coaching and takes responsibility there. When you look at some of those uncharacteristic mistakes that were made yesterday, is that something that you guys, from a coaching perspective, need to go back and address?
Yeah, well, certainly there's things that we can all do better, and players, coaches, and all of us that participated in the game, there are things we can do a better job of, so we'll definitely try to do that.
Jonathan Jones, after the game, said that it was a reality check and that the team needs to figure out what kind of team they are. As the head coach, what type of team do you think you have on your hands?
Yeah, well, we worked hard all year. Like I said, we'll go back to work here, and we need to improve. We need to do things better than we did them, so that'll be the emphasis this week, like it always is, and hopefully we'll see better results.
Bill, one of the areas that a lot of teams focus on, you guys focus on, is the red zone. You guys have been 2-8 through the first 3 games of the season. What do you think has been the biggest issue for some of your red zone troubles in these first 3 weeks?
We just need to execute better, both sides of the ball, red area defense and our red area offense. We just, as you know, there's offensively not a lot of space down there, and defensively things happen quickly, and we've got to play faster on defense, and everything's got to be perfect on offense. We just need a higher level of execution all the way around.
Speaking of that, when it comes to the offense, there was that play yesterday where Aguilar was pretty wide open downfield, and it looked like either he ran the wrong route or Mac didn't know which way he was going. Have you had a chance to look at that and see what happened there?
Yeah, we just you're exactly right. We, the receiver and the quarterback just saw it a little bit differently, and those are the kind of plays that you're working off the leverage, and you just obviously need to see it the same way, and missed a good opportunity there.
Bill, Jonnu Smith had a tough game yesterday. I remember the snow game where I dropped the ball, and I remember Charlie Weiss coming to me on the sideline. I dropped the screen and coming to me on the sideline and saying, hey, we're going to need you. We're going to stick with you. After a game like that, how important is it as a coaching staff to make sure to let a guy know that, hey, listen, we still have confidence in you to make plays, and there's a reason why we brought you here, to make sure that guy kind of doesn't go in the tank on himself mentally?
Yeah, well, that's I think we did that, and Josh and I talked about that. We came back to Jonnu and gave him some of the chances, and threw him the screen pass out there, and another play out in the flat down the right area. So yeah, I mean, look, he's a good player, and we've all had our mistakes, and we've all bounced back from them and have to bounce back from them. So I mean, this is situations that we've all been through, and it never goes perfectly for any of us, and so we all have to at some point deal with some adversity, whether it's individually or as a team, whatever it is, and compete and get back to the level we want to be at. So there's no shortcut to it. Just have to grind through it.
When you look at Sunday night, Bill, and you have a player like Tom Brady returning who spent so much time here, what is that like for you when it comes to preparing for him football wise, but also when you look back on how much time you two spent together here on this team?
Right. Well, yeah, it's two totally different questions. I mean, yeah, Tom and I had I feel like a good relationship and a lot of production, obviously, while we were together, and I enjoyed coaching Tom, and he was a great player for us. Sunday night we line up across from Tampa, and not just him, but the entire team. They're obviously a very good team, so that's all about our team competing against Tampa's team. That's like it is every week, but there's guys on New Orleans, and Chris Hogan, and there's guys every week that we've been on our team, or guys that are on our team that have been on their team, and certainly Tom's a special player. I'm not trying to put him in the same category as a guy who was here for a year or something like that. But at the same time, it's you compete against the team you're playing against, and that's what you do.
Bill, when it comes to preparing for Sunday night, what type of advantage or disadvantage do you have when it comes to facing off with a guy that you've spent, like you said, so much time coaching?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's the same every week. There's players on every team that we've coached, we know, have been with the other team, that has insight into their team, that they've been on our team, that they know our team. So it is what it is. That happens every week.
Bill, over the course of you and Tom's time together, you said dozens of times that there was no quarterback you would rather have. When did that change?
No, it never changed.
So you wanted Tom to re-sign here after the 2019 season?
Yeah, well, I think we've been through all the dynamics of that. There were a lot of things there that, he looked at his options and made his decision. And we weren't as good an option as Tampa. So, I mean, you'd have to ask him about all that, but it wasn't a question of not wanting him, that's for sure.
Bill, when you look at your quarterback situation right now with Mac Jones, one thing I noticed, it seems like he takes these losses very tough, which a lot of players do. After yesterday's game, What's kind of the message that you give to him about, trying not to dwell on, say, some of the things that you didn't do as well, just learn from them and move forward with him being a young player?
Well, I think, Wiggy knows as well as I do that that's, it's part of football. So, how each of us deals with adversity, a little bit differently in our own way, and then we have to deal with it collectively as a team. So, yesterday was disappointing, just like the Miami game was disappointing. So, we'll all have to find a way to learn from it, put it behind us, and start getting ready for the next one. And that'll happen by the end of the day today.
Any kind of an update on James White?
No, I think he's having some tests this morning, so I don't have anything yet.
No update, but watching the players, listening to them after the game, everybody pretty distraught about it. How big of a loss is that to this team?
Well, we'll see. See exactly what we have there. But yeah, James is outstanding player, and if he's not available, we'll certainly miss him.
Well, how much of an opportunity now for a kid like J.J. Taylor, who's, when he's gotten his opportunities, looks like he showed that he can go out there and contribute. No, not knowing the length of how long James might be out for, but knowing that if you're J.J. Taylor, hey, there's an opportunity for you to take advantage and potentially go out there and make some plays.
Yeah, that's the obviously there's a loss and a downside anytime you lose a player, but the opportunity for the next player is real, and so if those players are able to take advantage of that opportunity and show what they can do, then that's not only good for them, good for the team. That's what you hope will happen. So we have, I feel like we have good depth in the backfield, and you would hate to lose a player like James, but if that's what it ends up being, then the other players they'll need to be ready to go, and I think they will be ready to go.
When it comes to some like Wiggy is somebody who said for the last few weeks that he feels like this Mac Jones offense hasn't been opened up as much as it could be. Is that something where you look at a rookie and you want to bring that rookie along slowly? Are you comfortable with what you have done so far on the offensive side of the ball with Mac and the decisions that he's making?
Yeah, I think we've given him a lot, and he's been able to handle a lot. And, he's made a lot of good decisions.
Bill, when you look at the special teams yesterday, block punt, that's something that we don't really see from a Bill Belichick coach team. Where was the breakdown in the protection? Was it just one of those miscommunications, or was it a guy getting beat physically and, New Orleans makes a great play on it?
No, I mean, it's it was an X stun on the backside, something we've blocked forever, and we've worked on that all year, along with a lot of the other. That's one of the most common rushes on the edge, and the inside usually is some type of rush that involves the center, picking the center or going back on the center, or however they do it. There's a lot of different ways. So there's inside rushes over the center, and then there's an X stun outside, and those are the two main points of punt rushes, and we just didn't execute it very well. Obviously, shouldn't have been a problem.
All right, Bill. Well, thanks for taking the time this morning. You're a historian of this game. In your memory, has there been a more anticipated regular season game than this one this Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about ranking all those. Right now our job's to make the corrections from the Saints game yesterday, learn from it, and improve and get ready for Tampa. So that's what we'll work on.
All right, Bill. Thanks. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Ray, Courtney. You bet.
All right.
Wiggy.
Thanks. Later.
Thank